Hey, three straight, baby. Three straight. Welcome to the Built for Playmakers YouTube channel. I'm your host, Kelvin Hunt, editor of ChopChat.com. Man, it's a great Sunday afternoon. Beat Miami for the third straight year. UF got blown out by a team that FSU beat the brakes off of earlier this year. And Jimbo Fisher fired from Texas A&M. Man, FSU Twitter on social media has been pulling receipts, posting dubs. Man, it's a glorious day to be an FSU fan, I'll tell you. But in this particular video, it won't be terribly long. Just want to give you some overall thoughts on the Miami game. I've already rewatched it for the most part, and like I typically do, I've taken some clips from that game, and we're going to look at those probably on Monday night. So make sure you're subscribed with your notifications on, so you'll get that content ASAP. Go ahead and like the video for me if you don't mind. Last video we did really well. Appreciate the Miami fans that checked in, even the delusional ones that continue to spam my comment section. Hey, keep coming back, man. You might learn something. But Miami played hard. We knew they would. I thought the game would be, probably close towards halftime. I felt like the game didn't have to be as close as it was. Had FSU done certain things better, particularly on offense. I felt like the defense gave the offense multiple opportunities to blow that game open early in the first half, and I felt like it was more so the decisions by FSU and what they didn't do, more so than what Miami did defensively that stopped FSU on offense. And again, I have some clips to really support that narrative also. But again, you got to give Miami credit. Whether Miami played Emory Williams or Tyler Van Dyke, I don't think it was going to make much of a difference. Miami fans are quick to tell you that, they played a true freshman and the game was close and all that good stuff. It really don't matter who they ran out there. They weren't 20 points was like the max they were going to score. And really, they were lucky to score that. FSU's inability to move the ball with Jordan Travis making a terrible decision that was a safety, by the way, clear cut. It was a safety. I'm an FSU fan, but I'll call it how I see it. That was a safety. We got lucky on that one, but Miami got lucky on three other ones, so it evened out, I guess. But that decision pretty much gave Miami, a chance to score immediately because they got excellent field position. So that was 3 points. Mike Norvell's decision to go for the onside kick, which I didn't agree with, also gave them great field position. That was 3 points. And aside from that one drive where they had a touchdown in the first half, and that was a lot of FSU not executing and playing their roles, particularly at defensive end. Again, I have clips to show for that. And the fluke play with number 3 out there at safety. There was some other plays with him out there also that cost FSU. Other than that, the defense dominated Miami. Again, it really didn't matter who they would have had out there. They don't have anyone on their roster at quarterback that really scares me. I've been saying that. I'll continue to say that. And so, regardless of my Mario Cristobal and wherever they go recruiting wise, until he's able to get a quarterback that's worth 2 cents, and they don't really scare me. Prayers up for the quarterback that got hurt. I saw an interview with him. I think it was after the Clemson game, and man, that kid seemed like a good kid. He was touting Jesus Christ as a savior, and so hey man, prayers up for him. Seems like a good kid. Hopefully heals up quickly. He put, you know, he put his body on the line a couple times for Miami on third down. One time got a first down, and then that fourth down play, which he was short, that was another play that the referees got wrong, of course. But I really felt like the defense dominated Miami as I thought they would. And I don't know, it was satisfying to win that game, but I just feel like FSU left so much on the table offensively. And I hope the coaching staff looks at this tape and realizes that, you know, the offense just seems to move better, executes better whenever they go pass first and then use that to establish the running game. On top of that, with Jordan Travis really not running the way we thought he would. I mean, there were opportunities for him to pull the ball and run with it, and aside from like one or two times, he really didn't. You know, so that was kind of frustrating also. So knowing that, I said after the game, I said before the game, I thought that FSU could play their B game and Miami could play their best and we would still win. I tweeted earlier this morning from the Built for Playmakers account that I said, my fault. I said, FSU played their C- game and still beat Miami. And that was more so me talking about the offense than the defense. And, you know, it's a little bit of troll just to get a reaction out of those guys. But I still feel like FSU's offensively could have played quite a bit better. I felt like a few decisions from Jordan Travis cost them. And it could have been some plays that Norvell called or whatever, and Travis didn't have the ability to change the play. I'm not sure. I'm not in the huddles or whatever, but I just know that whenever they went and passed the ball on first and second down and spread Miami out, they just moved the ball effortlessly. I literally just watched the condensed version of the game before I did this video just to make sure that what I was seeing is what I thought I saw. And I mean, it was just chunk play after chunk play. And for whatever reason there in the second quarter, we decided to run the ball twice into a 7-man box. And then it's third and forever. And we run a screen and we punt. And then the next possession was we got a holding penalty on first down. And then Jordan, runs into the end zone, which should have been a safety. So that was 2 wasted possessions in the first half where we literally didn't even get a first down. Third quarter, we come out, we kind of start running RPOs, and we just move the ball with no problem. And I'm just like, why haven't we just been doing that the whole time? But again, credit to the players for winning. I don't want to feel like I'm, being nitpicky on the offense. I mean, look, they scored 27 and really didn't play well. They could have scored 40 points in this game. That one decision in the red zone, I think after the Ja'Kai Douglas long catch, which I thought he was going to score, it's third and goal from like the 3 or 2, and we got a one-on-one with Keon Coleman over there, and we run to the short side of the field with Jordan. I have no idea why, but then we come down, win the same situation, and then we throw it to Keon, one-on-one touchdown. So, I'm saying these things offensively just from a standpoint of if and when we get to the playoffs, the offense is going to have to score points and not waste possessions like that. So just know I'm happy with the win. I'm trying not to be nitpicky, but if we're talking about being a contender for real, FSU is going to have to avoid wasting those possessions when they get the ball on offense. But let's change course, and we'll break down that game again, like I said, probably Monday night. But let's just talk a little bit about Miami. Miami's, they're they're in moral victory mode, and talking about how, of course, they're going to beat FSU next year and all that good stuff, and how we're losing all of our transfer players and typical Miami fans. But again, what Miami fails to realize is FSU has been stocking talent. If you look at the rankings of the high school players over the past 2 seasons, if you look at the overall ranking of the team, it doesn't look like they're, really, they haven't signed top classes. But what they really have done is they've, that 2022 class that's full of offensive linemen, those guys should be ready next year. And they can always go to the portal and get, some guys here and there. And the way FSU has used transfer players, if there's a top receiver out there, they watch them like Keon Coleman's done this year, and they were like, hey, I can go there and play. Defensive end, defensive tackle, they're looking at what Jared Verse, Jermaine Johnson, Brandon Fisk, looking at what all these guys have done at FSU, and they're like, I can go there and play. So the portal will always be there, but at the same time, FSU has done a really good job of stacking talent that on the surface you don't really realize it, but look at it. You got a receiver, you got Hakeem Williams, you got Destiny Hill, you have you're still going to have Kyle Morlock more than likely next year, Marquiston Douglas next year. You'll have a guy in Tate Rodemaker who I believe will probably be the quarterback that has, goodness, 4 years in the system and probably knows the offense in and out. And a lot of people were like, well, will there be a fall off because of Rodemaker's, he doesn't have the ability to use his legs the same way that Jordan Travis does. But Jordan Travis really hasn't run that much this year. So there could be some trade-off for that, but at the same time, Rodemaker may be able to, he kills those RPOs and those glance routes and those back shoulder throws. So you're going to have experience at quarterback with a guy that knows the system. And so will there be a drop off? Probably, but I don't think it's going to be that steep. And when you look at the defensive line, yeah, you're going to lose some guys on that defensive line. We got some young guys though that are, that have, waiting in the wings. We'll see if we'll get Joshua Farmer back. We'll see if Gerald Jackson comes back. And then you got, Daniel Lyons and Gilbert Edmonds and Patrick Payton still, so there's some guys still there. Secondary is going to be nasty. It's the best secondary in the country, it looks like. I know a lot of people are like, I don't know if I believe those numbers, but you've already gone up against the top offense in the country in LSU. And I mean, if you look at what they did to Florida last night, you have to look at what FSU's performance has been against LSU the last 2 years. And the defense, FSU defense is for real, man. It is for real. They have broken plays here and there. I mean, everybody does. But this year, I'm a firm believer that if you were able to take and have somebody that's just adequate to put its safety aside from number 3, the defense would be even better. I mean, if you look at the chunk plays given up with 3 on the field opposed to not, I'm sure it's night and day. I don't have the resources to figure out how many plays that is, but I know it's in the double digits. So when you look at Miami, they still don't have a quarterback. They're going to lose, quite a few of the guys off of their defense there. They don't have anybody at receiver that scares you. The guy that, had the 153 yards in Saturday's game, again, one should have been an interception. The other one was a missed tackle by Fentrell Cypress and another missed tackle by, you guessed it, number 3. And that was like 9% of his yardage. So quarterback, wide receiver, their running backs are good, but they're nothing really special. I told you guys that FSU had been, good against traditional run game all year. there you go. You had people out here talking about how Miami had a great offensive line and they were going to probably have a great success with running the ball down FSU's throat. That didn't happen. You got to stop looking at stats that include running quarterbacks in the stats. Against traditional run game, aside from a couple plays against Duke, one big play against Clemson, and a couple plays last night, teams just they're not running. You're not running on FSU like that. And you saw Adam Fuller heat up Miami last night in that third quarter. I mean, he just started unleashing the dogs, and they had nothing. They had nothing in the third quarter after they got off the field off the onside kick. So FSU's in good shape. Going to have a week to heal up. Got North Alabama. That's a win. We won't really spend too much time talking about them this week. We'll probably go back and look at more stuff on Miami, and then just some big picture stuff as far as the playoffs and things like that. But great win for FSU last night. The crowd was amazing. Watching it on TV, I mean, you could hear just the electricity through the crowd, and got a couple false starts, and I thought the crowd really got back into it in the third quarter, and that was awesome to see. With all those recruits that were in attendance, that was big time for them to experience something like that, and I expect that FSU's going to close strong with the high school class that they have in 2024. But not only that, they had a bunch of guys in 2025, 2026, and beyond that were at that game. So again, the staff is already forward thinking and laying the foundation and beginning to build those relationships with those young guys in 2025, 2026, and beyond. So, hey, great place to be as an FSU fan. One more game left against UF after North Alabama, and I feel confident in winning that game. As I said in my preseason predictions, nothing's changed there. Looks like FSU will probably play Louisville in the ACC championship game. And guess who Miami has to play next week? Louisville. Man, after they gave everything they had against FSU this week, they get to play Louisville. And then after that, they play Boston College. If they lose against Louisville, I would not be shocked to see them lose against Boston College. Now, Boston College got ran through by Virginia Tech yesterday, so which kind of surprised me. But yeah, Miami is. I think they're not in the position they thought they would be. A couple months ago when they were 4-0, and I was telling everyone that they're not quite as good as they think they are. So, with that said, great win, great day for FSU, and like I said, we'll probably get back in the booth here on Monday night and look at some clips from the game. And looking at the game, I mean, I think we were pretty much spot on with how Miami would play. All of their passing concepts. I mean, we nailed that, and yeah. So again, appreciate the support. Make sure you like this if you haven't already. It doesn't cost you anything, man. Just hit the like button there if you haven't subscribed. We just hit 900 subscriptions or subscribers, I should say. That's big time. Appreciate you guys that have done that. Again, make sure you put those notifications on. And we'll probably talk to you guys in about 30 hours or so. So until then, go Noles.